The impossible question? Imagine walking into a valley you've never seen before. You are starving. A group of strangers has food. They don't know you, they owe you nothing. So why would they feed you? The answer isn't kindness. It's the reason trade exists. Long before coins, markets, or merchants, humans made one discovery that changed survival forever. That's the answer. The first problem. A few days after the hunt failed, the group has a choice. Stay and search the same empty valley or leave. So they walk, they follow rivers. They cross into land they have never used before. And eventually, they see smoke rising in the distance. Another camp, another group of humans. They have what your group needs, food. But walking into someone else's camp creates a new problem. You are no longer trying to find an animal. You are approaching people. And unlike an animal, they can decide whether you leave with anything at all. They could rob you and take your belongings, or even kill you on the spot, take everything you have. But you still choose to be brave and do the things others are afraid to do. On that moment, the first exchange began. The first exchanges were probably simple. A person arrived carrying something they had collected. They placed it down. Another person responded by placing something of their own beside it. No words were needed. The message was clear. This has value to me. What you have has value to you. And for the first time, two people gained something without either side losing everything. That small interaction became a pattern, and patterns became trade. In this way, exchanging became more and more common. Trust before trade, one exchange is easy. The real challenge was doing it again. Because trade only works when people believe the next exchange will happen. A hunter could give away something valuable today and never see that person again. So humans created something more powerful than the object being exchanged, a reason to return. Archaeologists have found evidence that ancient people were not just moving objects, they were maintaining relationships. Certain materials traveled hundreds of kilometers across landscapes, passing through the hands of people who never met the original owner. The object moved forward, but the relationship behind it was what kept it moving. The evidence is you find a piece of volcanic glass buried inside an ancient settlement in the Middle East. At first, it looks like an ordinary stone tool. Scientists analyze the material. The stone does not belong to this land. Its chemical signature points back to a volcanic source, hundreds of kilometers away. A tool found in one region was made from stone that came from another. And this discovery was not alone. At archaeological sites across Europe and Asia, researchers found the same pattern, objects appearing far away from where nature created them. Shells discovered deep inland, minerals found hundreds of kilometers from their origin. Every discovery tells the same story. Ancient humans were not trapped inside their own valleys. They were already moving resources, ideas, and materials between distant groups. And that fact is stronger than you guys think. So, moving on. When strangers became connections, even though years pass after the first exchange, the same groups continue meeting. Each meeting creates a record of who they can exchange with and where those connections lead. Paths between camps become familiar. Materials continue moving between distant regions. But the movement is not limited to object. Techniques, information, and skills move with them. A tool design discovered in one place can appear somewhere else. A method for finding resources can spread beyond the group that created it. A discovery made near one river can eventually reach people living hundreds of kilometers away. Over time, these repeated interactions create wider networks. A group no longer exists as a single isolated camp. It becomes part of a larger chain of connected communities. Those connections also affect how people respond to change. When resources become limited in one area, information about other places already exists, where animals have moved, where plants are available, which routes are safe to travel. The network carries knowledge before people need to use it. Exchange becomes more than moving objects. It becomes a system for moving information between human groups. Trade changed humanity, and a tool is created in one region. Later, a similar design appears somewhere else. The materials are different. The distance is large, but the technique is recognizable. The same pattern appears with other discoveries. Stoneworking methods spread between groups. Fishing techniques move along coastlines. Clothing methods appear in regions separated by thousands of kilometers. A skill does not stay where it was invented. It travels with the people who learn it. Over time, groups begin combining ideas from different places. A tool made from one material can be improved using a technique from another region. A survival method from one environment can be adapted somewhere completely different. The result is not one group developing everything alone. Different groups contribute different solutions. Those solutions continue moving through exchange networks. Trade becomes a way for knowledge, materials, and technology to travel between communities. We still run on this system. So today, most exchanges happen without you seeing them. The food you buy has already passed through farmers, workers, transporters, and sellers before it reaches your hands. The materials inside your phone may come from different parts of the world before they become one finished product. A single object can cross multiple borders before it reaches the person who uses it. The people involved usually never meet each other. They do not share the same language. They do not live in the same place. They may never even know the final destination of what they produced. But the exchange still happens. Thousands of years ago, the distance was smaller. A person carried something to another camp. An object moved from one group to another. A resource from one region reached people who could not find it themselves. Over time, those small exchanges expanded. Paths became routes. Routes connected communities. Communities became larger systems of exchange. The same basic process continues today. Someone produces something they have, someone else needs it. An exchange connects them.